Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Reggie and I do videos about my life as a late diagnosed autistic person. Today I'm going to do a video that's a little bit different. This little hair right here is really distracting me. Sorry guys, I'm trying to pluck it but I can't seem to grab it. Let me see if I can get my headset to pull it down. There we go. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, I don't edit my videos, by the way, if you haven't noticed. But yeah, I am doing a video that is a little bit different from what I'm used to doing, because this video is going to talk more about a medical issue that I feel is important for autistic people and loved ones of autistic people to be aware of. This is something that I had never heard of before, and it is something that I am dealing with at the moment, not in its extreme form, but I've caught this early and so I'm able to get treatment for it. But I do want to talk about it because it is important. What I'm talking about is a specific kind of ear infection, and it is a fungal ear infection. The one that I have is a fungal ear infection. I have it in both ears, and the reason that I have it is because my sensory issues are so severe that I am forced to wear these kinds of headsets and earplugs almost pretty much 24/7. It's very rare that I'm able to not wear them. Usually if I'm not wearing them, it will be if I have to wash my hair, or if I'm doing a sport that requires a helmet and I am in a quiet area. Those are really the only times, or if I'm in an area that is quiet enough that I can take them off, like if there are no vehicles, like maybe out in the woods or something like that on a hike. But normally, for the majority of my life, I have to wear them almost 24/7. I have to sleep in them. When I'm not washing my hair, I have to shower in them, because where I live, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of people. And so the problem is, when I'm constantly having to wear these things, I'm not getting adequate airflow into my ear canals and into my ears. And that causes an environment where bad bacteria and fungi can grow very easily. So the infection I have right now is a fungal infection, and it is a little bit difficult to treat because I can't be without my hearing protection for long periods of time. The reason I wanted to make a video about this is that this particular bacterial infection can progress into what is called malignant otitis externa. Now, malignant otitis externa is very, very dangerous, and it is more commonly found in people who are diabetic, because diabetes creates a complication. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. All I know is what my specific doctor has told me, which is what I'm telling you now, and what I have looked up in my own research of this condition. So I'm not speaking from a position of medical authority. I'm just telling you what I have learned from my own research and from my own doctor. So the problem with this is, if you are a diabetic, this malignant otitis externa can have very, very critical and even fatal consequences. So the reason I am talking about this on my channel is that I had no idea that I had these ear infections. I have them in both ears because I didn't have a fever. I didn't have any signs of infection that I could recognize. I did have some intermittent pain in my ears, but it didn't occur to me that this was from the infection, because I'm very sensitive and I can feel pain that can be caused by a synesthetic feeling, or something that is not something that would necessarily cause pain in a non-sensory sensitive person. So because I didn't have a fever at all or anything like that, or any other obvious sign of infection, I had no idea that I had these infections, and I had no idea how bad they were. When I went to the doctor and he looked in my ears, he was like, "Oh my goodness, this is horrible." He said, "This is really, really bad." He said, "This is the worst I've seen all day." Now, it wasn't the worst he had seen ever, but it was the worst he had seen that day. And he did say a couple of times how bad the infections were. So I say that because as autistic people, we might not realize we have something like this going on. And we might not realize that this is something that we would need to get addressed, or that we would need to let a caretaker know. Because I didn't know. I had no idea. And because we are, many of us are constantly having to use these earplugs and ear defenders and headsets that prevent airflow or adequate airflow into the ear canal, it's very important that we are constantly checking. I have decided with my doctor to have my ears checked every 3 months, so that if these infections become recurring, they can be treated and kept at bay. My concern in the autistic community is that many autistic people don't have access to adequate health care. It's very possible for people to be diabetic and not know that they're diabetic. And so I think infections like this are a particular concern to the autistic community, because so many of us really need to be wearing these ear plugs and headsets and ear defenders very, very often. And some of us, like myself, need to wear them on a near 24/7 basis. So I just wanted to make this video to share this information, because it's not something I had ever heard of before, and I don't know that a whole lot of people know about this. And if you do have an autistic loved one who is non-speaking and who has difficulty communicating with you, it's really important, especially if they wear ear defenders, to have their ears checked on a regular basis and make sure that these infections are not happening. Because like I said, I couldn't tell. I had no idea. And so, and it's also very important to get checked if you are diabetic, because a lot of us have difficulty with eating. A lot of us are not eating things that are the best and the healthiest for us. And so it's likely that we may have a lot of diabetes in our community, or different illnesses like that. So I just wanted to make this video to just make everyone aware of that, and definitely look up these conditions and learn about them so that you can protect yourself as an autistic person or your loved one. And hopefully we won't have to suffer from these kinds of things. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps the algorithm push it, and I would really, really appreciate that. See you next time.